Hey man, what's up? Is that today? Oh man, listen, come around back. You know, got some things going on up in here. Come around back, I'll meet you down there, okay? Right, come on in. Some people know I have a sordid past. I had a life before you all knew me, and part of that was I was involved in professional wrestling. I was a wrestler, and I ran a promotion called Full Throttle Wrestling in North Alabama for about 4 years, and we put out 6 DVDs. People that wrestle in the WWE now, that wrestled for us: Samoa Joe, Chris Hero, Sterling James Keenan, who's actually a commentator now on Raw. Just a cool time in my life, a lot of fun memories. And this here is my envelope. The first day I wrestled, I got put through a flaming table, and I got paid $4. I knew right then I was in love with the pro wrestling business, because I definitely wasn't in it for the money. So this is my 6-inch, 12th scale-ish collection. Star Wars, I've got a little bit of mixture here of First Order, original trilogy up here. This is really my jam. Right here is the prequels. Look, I know, I get it. Just let me have this. This is really Mezco. I love Mezco. I got hooked on Mezco. I've got a decent little collection of the Nolanverse stuff. These are the Mafex, mostly Mafex, and then the back row there is all the Mattel releases, just because nobody else has done those. Just a little bit of troop building action here with the Nick Fury with the different head on it. Got my Mezco cap, and I've got the Red Skull, and then just a couple of the Scourge guys. My little bitty Cobra collection. Back in the day, of course, had a ton of Joes, but really like Cobra stuff, so in there they go. Bottom shelf, I've got a bunch of comics. The coolest thing in my collection, actually, is this broken bat on Harley. So I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Matthew Deluxe Baldwin. If not, go check out his channel. It's Hail Hasbro Reviews. And when you see him or talk to him, ask him about the broken bat. So he broke my Harley bat. Just giving me a hard time, man. I love you. Deadshot. This Batman that Bobby raved about. The newer Iron Man figure. And then the Thousand Toys stuff, I love their stuff. These are the synthetic humans. You just get some crazy poses out of them. This is a Punisher figure, Mezco, with custom clothing by C. Jesum. And these are some of my most prized collection pieces here. These are Mafex armored Batman with a custom denim cape. Actually, it's not custom, it comes like that. And up here we got a couple more custom things by C. Jesum, these ninja suits he did. Up here, a little custom, Crashbox custom piece I did. It's a little reversible joint. Once again, if you ever watched Deluxe Baldwin's videos, you probably saw one of those in there. I like the Rebel Tech stuff. A lot of people are torn about it. These are the safeguards. I've actually got another one of those down there. Mezco again. Vortex Toys. It's not great. I changed out the cape. I got a custom cape on my Rebel Tech Magneto. I got some World Tour exclusives here. Shout out to Hurricane BX for hooking me up with that. There's some random stuff at the bottom there. So up here is a custom light box actually that KJ Sparkle made for me on my birthday a couple years ago. It's a Crashbox logo and this Autobot face sits on top of it. So it's a box, and then I need to touch it up a little bit, it looks like. But it's got a battery pack in the bottom, so that was a really cool gift that she gave me that I think I just broke live on camera. Check that out. This is the remainder of my Transformers collection. I, at one point in time, had a very, I won't say large, I had a decent-sized Masterpiece collection. I was the purveyor of the Pinkerton approach, as named by Mr. Skullface, which was Fans Toys and Masterpiece Takara. Just real quick, I have my Fans Toys Dinobots. Really happy to have that complete set. I have everything that's out from the 2 lines for the 86 Autobot cast. I've got a Ollie test shot under glass, because you're not a true Transformers collector until you have an Ollie test shot under glass. Get on my level. Well, Cup's my favorite character. I don't know why. I think he reminds me of my dad and my granddad. But there's the only G1 I think I actually still have in my collection. It's my Cup from back in the day. We have Prime and Megatron. So this shelf here is stuff that either people have taken a look at that I haven't gotten back around to putting on my shelf. Bottom shelf is some comics, either mine or borrowed. I borrow comics from people sometimes and read them, and I probably need to return some of them actually. Different mixed genre really of X-Men. Got some Legends of Mezco. The cable is a custom cable by Sam M. It's another one of my favorite pieces in my collection. My Street Fighter, I do have the Chun-Li and Bison also. They're in the boxes. I just don't have them up there. I'm going to have to rearrange. And then the world famous Articulated Icons line. And I got just the Red Ninjas up top. I have a fluid collection. I'm constantly changing what I'm doing. It's just the only way I can keep my mind satisfied. And then I'm not satisfied, so it may all be for sale tomorrow. You never know. So I'm lucky to have this. This is a poster that we had at TFCon. The majority of the people that were there had signed it, and I got it framed. It was a really cool thing we did. I had the idea to do it. I thought it would just be a neat thing for the community, really. And just by default, it's kind of hanging in my house. So this is the world famous Playmates of Ultron. It's a cool piece, and of course, I have my Omega Supreme. I didn't even put it together. I think Ace put it together when he was here for TFCon. And I have my collection of Heroes of Cybertron, or I don't know what they called them in Japan, but got 20 some odd little PVC dudes. So I've always been a huge fan of the Mario Brothers games, and I'm happy to say that my family has followed suit with that. I hunted down everything. I don't know if they're doing anything else. I wish they would. The 1-Up mushroom with the little 1-Up sign was exclusive to some convention. It may have been SDCC or NYCC, I don't know. But I did have to hunt that down a little bit. I found it on eBay. But yeah, I really enjoy this collection. And so this is KJ Sparkle's Pops collection. She collects them, so does Frosted Flakes, my oldest son. She loves Rocky Horror. Of course, the Bob Ross joints. You got to get the Bob Ross. And maybe on the humble, those are mine. I'm not quite sure. Willy Wonka is one of my all-time favorite movies. This is some random Disney stuff. Some of the Disney stuff is super hard to find, super expensive. I had always loved The Simpsons. I still do love The Simpsons. I watch The Simpsons all the time. My kids watch The Simpsons, good, bad, or otherwise, and they love all the characters. When this line first came out, The World of Springfield, I picked up some of the figures, and I had mentioned just casually in a conversation on Enter the Realm Monday nights on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, and also available on iTunes. I think someone asked a question, what's a collection you'd like to start? And in my case, I mentioned The Simpsons. So shout out to Tyler, who hit me up immediately and said, I have a whole bunch of those, I'll let you have. Basically, the community has helped me amass this collection so far. Shout out to Hung from 215. He hit me up and told me about a place called, I believe it's Play With This Too. They had a ton of figures I got from there. Paul C has gotten me a ton. Derek in Missouri has picked me up several. Eric B has picked me up some. He actually was on a vacation or to see family out in California and hit me up. I'll get messages all day long. I'm down to the nitty gritty here. I think I'm still short. I think about 50 pieces still. There were a lot of exclusives as well that are a little bit harder to track down. So there you go. That's my Simpsons. I'm pretty proud of it. A lot of people always ask me what's my favorite figure out of this set, and it's this guy right here. It's Dr. Marvin Monroe. The very first episode of The Simpsons, he was the therapist that the family went to. You can see on his clipboard here, he's got the picture of Homer that Bart drew in the family therapy bat that they used during their counseling. So I've collected a decent collection of prints and art that I keep down here. My Suicide Squad poster. I'm probably most proud of the fact that my wife and I built the light box for that. So this one here is like a Deadpool picture that I picked up at Baltimore Comic-Con. There's a guy I actually went to high school with named Scott Blair. I still talk to him from time to time. He does art for a living. Batman Killing Joke poster I picked up on the comic shop in Memphis, I think. I'm a big Captain America fan. This is another piece for my buddy. This Logan, I love the movie Logan. This is a really cool piece. Some Star Wars posters that we got. My wife picked them up for me. This is a 3A print. 3A makes the high-end statues and whatnot. Over here, there's this guy, Bobby Skullface. I don't know if you've heard of him. This is some of his original art that he did for the Moss Toys, I believe. So he gifted that to me. And then I have the world famous toy Detox Savage Rule print that came with my t-shirt combo pack that I picked up last year. Life size-ish, Han Solo and Carbonite. And I got an Empire poster, my Captain America Winter Soldier poster. It's actually a two-sided. So the world famous Hot Toys collection. I've inspired some people to change the way they collect a little bit. Not necessarily by what I've done, but maybe the way I have them displayed. The Trinity, obviously, and then here's the world famous Wonder Woman that the Rock guys got me for my birthday, I believe in 2016, and by my birthday in 2017 I actually had. The first one I actually got was the Armor Batman. It's a cool piece. You know, there's not a lot of action you can get out of him, and just that he's so bulky with the armor and everything. I really love the Suicide Squad movie. So I've got everything, I've got at least one of the characters that they've done from Suicide Squad. DC Collectibles did statues for Boomerang, Killer Croc, and they actually did Katana, which I don't have yet. Yeah, they're 6 scale, and I think they look pretty damn good in here, just kind of as filler pieces. This grappling pistol here, shout out to my man Harvey __ my own personal Thunder Thief. He actually painted that. It's just like a Halloween prop. And I got Bane Mask up top just because I have a Bane Mask. That was something I debated on for a very long time, whether or not I wanted to get involved in the Marvel side of things, because I knew this would happen. I started out with the Winter Soldier stuff. So the first one I got actually was Stealth Suit Cap. And then I believe I got the lovely Black Widow here next. And then it was just downhill from there. So Vision was the last one I picked up. Shout out to Cobalta again, who decided he was getting out of most of the superhero stuff and sold me a lot of these very reasonably priced, I'll say. My favorite one out of the Marvel would definitely be that Deadpool is a really awesome figure. And come on, look at that pose. Can you really beat that pose? There you go. That's my the Marvel side of my 6 scale collection. So as you may or may not know, Crashbox Customs also works out of this same space. That's going to be me and my wife, KJ Sparkles, helps out with some of the projects that we do. We can't go right into our studio, our workspace, because there are some tricks of the trade we can't show you. But let's go in there. We'll sneak in and see what we can see. Okay. So this is the Crashbox studio. It is an absolute mess. I'm a very messy builder and artist, whatever you want to call me. I've been doing this a couple years now. I've really picked up stuff, YouTube videos, some Facebook groups. Several people have helped me along the way, just kind of learning tips, tricks, and techniques, different ways to achieve different finishes and get different directions with stuff. So we're going to show you some of the pieces we actually have. We have a lot of work in the studio right now. We're going to do accessory packs and be available at NJCC and then later online. So the box is here. All the paraphernalia here. You got some gun targets, some risque magazines. This is all 12th scale stuff, newspapers. Over here, some custom fire hydrants we've got, some nice weathered pieces. Those will also be available as part of these packs that we're doing. Propane tanks as well. Barrels, of course, everybody loves the barrels. We have plenty of the barrels, pallets. Got some fence panels, just a good prop to sit in the back of whatever you're doing. This dumpster is something that I've recently made. I'm pretty happy, rather, with the way it came out. So it is disgusting, which most dumpsters are. This is a really fun piece. It's completely scratch built out of foam and dowels and Legos, believe it or not. Paint these vans. This is the Cowabunga Carl van. This one has actually been completely blacked out. It's got the chrome looking bumpers and wheels, but these scale great with your Marvel Legends. I got another one I've painted in a more of a patina. Really cool pieces if you can find them and paint them and sell them. So shipping containers is something else I've been doing for a while. This is actually the last one I have. It's my, I guess, personal piece, but this one has open and closing doors, all the effects, weathered up real nice on the sides. Dumpsters. This is a dumpster. It's actually one of the first pieces I made, so this is a bit, I might have to look this over and see if it's up to current snuff or not, but it's got open and closing lid, serves its purpose, got its waste management sticker on one side and its warning on the other. So, and this piece in the back here got some broken glass. This is another thing we've got going on. We'll have kits with those available as well. And it's a shoddily wrapped pallet, as I've been told. And this diorama here, I've just thrown some random stuff in the corners here, but this is something I built a while back, and my guy Jisk once again tagged it up. All the graffiti is done by him. Really cool the way it all came out. So this is a work in progress that I have going right now. It's a sci-fi theme. The door is removable. There'll be a lot more detail put on the floor and whatnot. Customer requested this one be clean, so I think it may come across more like a bridge of a ship or something. But it's been fun to do so far. I hope to have this one finished in the next probably 2-3 days that I actually have time to work on it. So I always get requests for 18th scale, your G.I. Joe, these Marvel Universe figures, 3 3/4 Star Wars. A blown up building structure. I just put the Cobra guy in there as a showing how tall it is. And we do have barrels and pallets in that scale as well for the collectors that want to pose and do photography with their 18th scale stuff. So these are some pieces I made actually. The first two are from TFCon last year as displays in the Agabus booth. This is a Decepticon Detolf filler. And then next up is this light up, I call it the Fallen Autobot. So you got the Autobot logo just kind of in pieces here. It really works well with, say, Megatron here holding the wires with his aggressive sneer. And then, of course, the flashing lights. Actually, KJ Sparkles did this one. This is kind of a Ninja Turtles theme, more or less. You got a sewer with running water, a little bit of debris coming out of there, some green lights poking through, sewage disposal sign, lots of pipes and different effects there. Really cool details in there. She did a really killer job on this piece. So these are some other pieces that I either will be delivering, that I built on spec just to have some stuff to show. The one you're looking at now is actually from Mike Kincaid. It's a basketball court for Optimus Prime, believe it or not. He's getting a custom Optimus Prime made by Get Right Robots. That's why he's got his tags all over it. It's got a custom graffiti from Jisk 1. This went to Florida and back. Jisk also did all the logos on the back. A lot of that is the bands and stuff that Mike's been involved in, and he's a big Sixers fan, big Philly guy. Really cool project, fun to do. This one here is just a little short alleyway. This is going to be 12 scale for, say, your Marvel Legends, your Mezcos and whatnot. Door with some graffiti on it and some tags. It's an electrical panel, rather, with some wires coming out of it, wires hanging down, some pipes in the corner, just a little bit of this, that, and the other, and some brickwork with the grout. Not a big piece. It would be something really cool if you just wanted to take some pictures with it, or maybe didn't have a lot of space to display. You could put 2 or 3 figures on there, a little action pose. This is a rooftop piece that I made. You know, rooftops are very popular. I've done several rooftops. This is a unique piece because it's a corner rooftop. It's not the whole roof. It's really just a triangle to you know, save some space once again, because the pictures you're probably going to take are going to be from a downward perspective. Batman on it, or whoever else hangs out on rooftops. All those crazy turtles or Daredevil or something. So fun little piece. Not the most fanciest thing in the world, but it's definitely a rooftop. If you're interested in anything you see here, we do completely custom work. So if you see something you like, or if you have a wild idea, some of my favorite projects that I've done so far have just been things that sound ridiculous, but we make it happen. Contact will be in the description below the video here. And thanks to Bobby for taking time to show everybody what we got going on over here. So hey, I'd love to really show you more, you know, some of the ways, techniques and stuff we do here, but I gotta get back to work, man. That show's coming up soon. You see this one's sitting here. I got 3 more I need to get done. Besides, I gotta sneak you out of the house. I don't wanna have that conversation, if you know what I mean.